Before the Law by Franz Kafka. Before the law stands a doorkeeper. A man from the country comes up to this doorkeeper and begs for entry into the law. But the doorkeeper says he cannot grant him entry now. The man considers and then asks whether this means that he might be allowed entry later. It is possible, says the doorkeeper, but not now. As the gateway to the law is open as always and the doorkeeper moves to one side, the man stoops so as to see inside the gate. When the doorkeeper notices this, he laughs, saying, "If it tempts you so much, go on, try, even though I forbade you. But take note, I am powerful, and I am only the lowliest of the doorkeepers. From hall to hall there are doorkeepers, each mightier than the last. The mere sight of the third is something even I cannot bear." Difficulties like this were something the man from the country did not expect. Surely the law should be accessible to all, always he thinks. But when he looks more closely at the doorkeeper in his great fur coat with his sharp nose and long thin tatter's beard, he decides, after all, rather to wait until he receives permission to enter. The doorkeeper gives him a stool and lets him sit down to one side of the door. There he sits for days and years. He makes many efforts to be let in and wearies the doorkeeper with his pleading. The doorkeeper will often arrange a little interrogation with him, questioning him about his homeland and a great deal besides, but his questions show no interest. They are put as great lords might put them, and in the end he tells him again and again that he cannot let him in yet. The man who has equipped himself well for his journey uses everything, however valuable, to bribe the doorkeeper. The latter indeed accepts everything, saying as he does so, "I am taking it only so that you do not think that you have left anything out." In the course of the many years, the man watches the doorkeeper almost constantly. He forgets the other doorkeepers, and this first one seems to him to be his only obstacle to entering the law. He curses this unfortunate accident loudly and recklessly in the early years, but later, as he grows old, he only grumbles to himself, and as his years of studying the doorkeeper have allowed him to perceive even the fleas in his thick fur collar, he even begs the fleas to help him change the doorkeeper's mind. In the end, his sight begins to fail, and he cannot tell whether it is really growing darker around him or whether his eyes are just deceiving him. But he does indeed perceive a radiance in the dark, breaking forth inextinguishably from the door. Now he has not much longer to live. On the brink of death, everything he has experienced in all this time there concentrates in his mind into one question which he has not yet put to the doorkeeper. He beckons him over, for he can no longer raise his stiffening body upright. The doorkeeper has to bend low to him, for the difference in their heights has changed very much to the man's disadvantage. "What more do you want to know now?" asks the doorkeeper. "You're insatiable. Surely everyone aspires towards the law," said the man. "How is it that in all these many years no one except me has demanded entry?" The doorkeeper perceives that the man is already near his end, so to reach him, as his hearing fails, he bellows at him, "Nobody else could be granted entry, for this entrance was meant only for you. I shall go now and close it."